Hello and welcome to another Love Island live chat / preview. I'm Paul Jones.
And I'm Ellie Harrison.
And we've got a big episode to talk about tonight, haven't we?
We do.
Because Casa Amor is back. Tell us what that means, Ellie.
The dreaded return of Casa Amor, which is essentially a second secret villa, which is not so secret as it was introduced as a kind of major twist to the series last year for the first time. And what's happening is 12 new contestants are arriving to the island, and the original boys will be sent packing to Casa Amor, which is just a stone's throw away from the original villa, and joining them there will be a set of 6 new bombshells, while back in the original villa, the girls will be left behind and 6 new boys will be coming to, you know, give them a bit of new eye candy.
Yeah, and let's just talk about the way that happens, because we've seen a bit of a video preview, haven't we, of this? And I don't know about you, but the boys... The girls don't know that the boys are going initially, and so the boys have to sneak out very early in the morning. And there's this footage of them. It's a bit like Insidious, the horror film, where it's black and white night vision, and they're sneaking out along the floor in their underpants, and it is very bizarre.
Literally on all fours, like hands and knees, kind of slowly creeping.
It's quite
the girls
quite
sleep.
Disturbing, actually. Yeah,
I was upset when I saw it.
And they are off to, as Ellie says, off to Casa Amor, where they're going to meet 6 new girls. And then Caroline Flack comes in, and she reveals to the girls. Well, actually, there's another quite funny bit first, isn't there? Where
in the video,
the girls are like, "Where are the boys? Where are the boys?" And they kind of go out, and they go out onto the terrace, and they start shouting, "Boys, boys, where are you?"
As if they'll just respond and hear their mating call.
And Caroline Flack comes in and tells them the boys have gone off to see these girls, and their faces sort of drop, and for a second, and then they suddenly realise what this means, and it's like more boys are coming in here. And then the turnaround is brilliant.
That moment of realisation, and they all just start screaming like bloody murder, basically.
Yeah, no, completely. We should also say a little bit about what Casa Amor can do to people, because we remember what it did to people last year. What happened out there?
Yeah, so the idea of Casa Amor is the producers are just having a bit of fun. I think when the original Islanders are all looking a bit too comfortable, they split them up, obviously send these new people in, and the idea is to test the relationships that are currently there. And it ended in real drama last year when Kem and Amber, who actually went on to win the show, they were in a couple, and Kem went to Casa Amor and thinking that, he was out of Amber's eye shot and he could do kind of what he wanted. That's never the case on national television, by the way. He ended up having a snog with China, who was a new girl that was sent in. And then the Love Island producers ingeniously decided to print a photograph of said snog onto a postcard.
Send it on a postcard?
Yeah, and send it back to poor Amber, who was waiting at the villa thinking, Kem was being faithful, and then it turns out he was off snogging China.
And did Gabby get a postcard as well? I can't remember if she actually got a postcard.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Marcel, and they were the tight couple at the time, did have a quick kiss with someone, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was with Shannon. I can't remember her second name now, but she...
I'm amazed you can remember any of their names. I feel like the Casa Amor people kind of disappear quite quickly from my memory anyway.
Yeah, they usually do.
But so the question is, what's going to happen with the couples, the existing couples? How are they feeling about this, and are they going to stray?
Who's at risk,
So, Wes and Megan first. Megan's quite nervous when she first finds out about it, isn't she? She's not, because she knows that her and Wes are new.
They're so fresh. I mean, it's been about a day, and obviously they didn't start in the best of ways. They started in a kind of snaky way. So she's now worrying that Wes will just go off and do that to her again. I mean, why not? He left Laura after 18 days. He's only been with her for, I think, 1 or 2. Megan's worrying about that. But then the new boys that come in all vote for Megan in the top 3 of the girls that they'd like to couple up with.
And then she seems okay about it.
Yeah, because it means that she can actually go back behind Wes's back and do the same.
Basically, and I think Wes says when he's when we see him in Casa Amor that he is very much keeping his options open. So these two, we've already seen what they'll do given the chance, and they're not kind of they quite easily do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
Well, as one of the new contestants comes in tonight, it's not Loyal Island, it's Love Island. So
Yeah.
I think the loyalty
He
isn't
nicked
there.
that line actually, except he got it quite a slight. I think that was originally a Wes line. It was Loyalty Island.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah.
he's coining terms all over the shop. Do a bit
Yeah.
of society as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So what about Georgia and Josh?
Yeah, so Georgia and Josh, after the Laura and Wes whole debacle, Georgia was feeling a little self-conscious about it, and she spoke to Josh in last night's episode saying, you know, obviously Wes kind of went off, but we thought they were going really well. What if the same thing happens with us? You know, can I trust you to stay with me? And Josh kind of, you know,
Sort of reassured her, didn't he?
sort of reassured her, but already, like having seen a clip of tonight's show and some pictures, it looks like Josh in Casa Amor has his eyes on a new girl,
Casimir.
Casimir,
for,
yeah,
for
great
full.
name.
Yeah. She knows Stormzy. She's Stormzy's makeup artist.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Connections.
or has been Stormzy's makeup artist. Stormzy, clearly a celebrity Love Island fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he seems he's. I think he says the door is ajar, but I mean, yeah. She also, I don't know, in the photo I saw, she looked quite a lot like Georgia as well, which I thought was interesting. But Georgia back home at the villa, from what we know so far, is kind of into the idea that her and Josh are going to stay strong, and this is what she wants. So it'll be interesting to see if he does
his
stray.
eye wanders and
Yes,
hers doesn't,
exactly.
which would be
And then Jack and Dani, who are, you know, clearly you would think the strongest couple in the villa.
Seemingly
Nothing
unbreakable.
could ever, exactly, and please don't let it. But she is like, she's really nervous as soon as he's gone.
Yeah.
And I've got to read this because it's like just the brilliant Dani quote. She says, "This always happens to me. I get really, really happy with someone, and then some girl with a nice bum and boobs who hasn't eaten cheese toasties every night is going to try and sway him. I'd be silly not to worry."
she's so relatable. That's what I love about
Yeah.
Dani. Like, she's saying what's on every other girl's mind, and just like very real. And yeah, we found out the other week that she does make a great cheese toastie. So
But
she's
also, she's pretty trim for someone who eats cheese toasties every night.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
She's doing something right. But yeah, so she's worried, and then
That's without even knowing
this thing, which is that actually an ex of Jack's is in Casa Amor, and
Yeah.
when she walks in, he's like, he's looking pretty worried about this, and
Yeah.
she's got a bit of an issue with him, hasn't she?
So yeah, so when Jack first sees her, he kind of like releases a spiel of expletives like, "Oh, is this really happening?" Obviously we're live, so I'm not going to repeat them. And he looks quite shocked and taken aback. They obviously have dating history. I don't think they were ever official. It was just more dating, and they never really worked out. But it turns out so it's Ellie Jones is the new girl, the new threat, if you like. She'd said in her Q&A before entering the island that she'd spoken to Jack just like a couple of days before he went into Love Island.
Yeah, I think she says that to him as well.
Oh yeah, and she says it in tonight's show, and she kind of, it seems like she is saying to him, "Oh, it's a betrayal that, you know, we were in touch like 2 days before you went on Love Island and you didn't even tell me." Does that mean that maybe he was stringing her along? And then
I wasn't sure what it meant to start with, but I think what she's saying is, as far as I knew, that we still had something going on until 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took it.
Yeah. Which is extremely interesting.
And also because we see him kind of sincerely apologising
He's being very
and saying,
apologetic, isn't
yeah,
he?
so it would seem that he might have kind of led her on in such a way and then was like, "Oh, I'm actually going off on this show to find love." So there is unfinished business there and a bit of beef.
Yeah.
But I guess if there's beef, then that would mean that they probably aren't going to hook up and Jack and Dani are safe.
Probably.
I'm like clinging on to this glimmer of hope.
Also, another thing that makes me think is, you know, Dani is always, after Jack revealed that, okay, it was only 2, but all the girlfriends he's had, he's cheated on, Dani is probably not going to like hearing the story of him kind of stringing her along, maybe, stringing Ellie along.
That's true. I mean, yeah, we know that Dani scares easily,
Yeah.
basically, and she's used to being hurt in the past, so she'll be worried. And who knows, I mean, photos can be manipulative as well. I wonder if there'll be conversations between Dani and Ellie that take place in Casa Amor, and then they might be innocent, but photos would be sent back to the villa, and then that could cause upset.
That is highly likely. And then we move on to Adam. I've got a question. Is Adam going to wait for Zara?
That's a solid no.
No, and he immediately gives an indication. So this is, I'm just going to read another quote, just because
This is something I prepared earlier.
Yeah, something I prepared earlier. I just like, this is sort of, to me, a little slip of the tongue.
This is genius.
Obviously, I did really like Zara. I do really like her. But at the same time, I'm just going to see if someone else has as much of an effect on me. So she's history
yeah,
for him already, isn't
he's
she?
struggling with his tenses a little bit there, and
Yeah,
it's quite
yeah.
that's quite revealing. And it's sad really because on leaving the villa, Zara has already said to press, I really believe that I found love in that villa. I think she's pretty keen on sticking it out and waiting for Adam. But I guess she'll be watching the show, and when she sees how quickly he is likely to move on, then that kind of dream might be quashed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, that, isn't it?
Really.
But that's what happens when you mess with Adam. I think one potential slight positive of the Adam situation is that I thought that new Ellie, Jack's ex Ellie,
looks like his type.
Might be his type.
Yeah.
Which would mean that would take him away.
Yeah, because we had a string of petite brunettes. We had Kendall, then we had Rosie, and then we had Zara, and then potentially Ellie.
So
they all kind of fit the Adam prototype.
I mean, he never describes them as anything as like brunette, does he? Or maybe small and brunette.
Yeah. No, so it's quite easy to fill.
Yeah. But yes, and that would be good because that would keep her away from Jack potentially.
Yeah.
Not that I got the impression that Jack is you didn't get the impression from the little we've seen that he's interested.
Yeah, from literally those like 20 seconds, but you never know. I think we're just like clutching at straws to be like, it's going to be fine with Jack and Dani.
We just need this to not fall apart. And finally, an interesting, I think another thing that shows Laura's class
and maturity.
Yeah, she actually goes to Megan after everything that's happened, and she says, look, I want to be friends, I don't want to be this bitter person, and actually I blame Wes for this more than you. And they have a sort of heart-to-heart.
Yeah.
We're left on a slight cliffhanger as to what Megan says in response.
Yeah, whether she says, okay, great, let's be civil, or whether it's still catty, because the tensions between them you could cut them with a knife. Like, it's been bad the past few days, and actually when I first saw that, I thought, God, no, like, Laura, don't kind of forgive that easily. But actually, she's taking the high road, and she's showing like a mature position by doing that. So I just hope Megan respectfully responds to that.
Yeah, me too. So I think we'll call it a day there, shall we?
Yeah.
For all your, I'm obliged to say this, all your Love Island content. Actually, we've got a good piece that Ellie wrote on Casa Amor, if you need more detail on that. Everything on the new contestants, head over to radiotimes.com, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.